film friends, friends of film, and everyone in between. Welcome to the Film Folklore Podcast Summer Miniseries. It's the end of summer and also the end of the Summer Film Club 2025. But before we get out of here and ready for Season 3, let's wrap this up with a pretty bow. I am Jed Props, and with me are Heather Ray Costumes.
Hello.
Justin Sound.
Hello.
And summer guest this year, Collier POC.
Sup.
All right, so quick recap. We opened this series. Well, I guess at first I should say, if for some reason you're listening to this and not the other stuff, go back. But in short, we were all tasked with picking a favorite movie and presenting it and why, like a book club, but with movies. So we opened up with my choice first. We did the 1980 comedy classic Airplane, followed by Heather Ray with the 1971 dark comedy cult classic Harold and Maude. Then Justin got COVID, but then we came back stronger than ever with the 1987 quirky sci-fi spoof, that is Spaceballs. And last week, Collier closed us out with the 1991 epic fantasy adventure, Hook. So what I want to do here to kind of bring all this together is just a little Q&A, and we're not going to take a lot of time on this, but I wanted to give a chance to kind of like tie up loose ends, ask a few questions, and so here we go. Anyone can lead this off. But the question being whether it was a rewatch or a first time, which of these movies surprised you the most and why?
I'll say that going back and rewatching Hook definitely surprised me. And my reaction to it and the visceral reactions I was having to it definitely surprised me the most out of the four.
I'd say Hook, too, because I own the other three movies. I've seen them a lot, and I already have quite an affinity for all three of those movies. So yeah, I think for me, Hook was the big surprise. It was a very pleasant surprise, but that was a fun revisit.
Good choice, Collier.
Yeah.
For me, it would have been Harold and Maude because that was the first watch.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think
Same.
anybody that watches that for the first time would.
Yeah, it's
And
it's
again,
a
like
surprise.
going in blind was such a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous of y'all because, first time seeing that is pretty amazing in my book.
No, I had fun actually. My last weekend, I was telling my mom about Harold and Maude.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun trying to choose the right words to use.
Had she never seen it? Because that's kind of her.
No. And she loves Cat Stevens. So
Interesting.
Just,
Did
Did she watch it?
Gilf at any time?
only twice.
Only twice.
Was it?
She's like, and what's a jersh?
Yeah. or what's worse is if she knows. You're like, you were supposed to laugh, Mom, not acknowledge it. Yeah, and I think that's a like and as you were saying, Heather Ray, visceral, but I think that's also very balanced. I mean, like two people who hadn't seen Harold and Maude and two people who hadn't seen Hook in probably over half a lifetime.
Well, and it's interesting how, Jed, your movie and Justin's movie, Spaceballs and Airplane, kind of have a similar kind of vibe to it. And Collier's choice of Hook and Harold and Maude have very similar underlying messages as well.
Yeah, without trying, I think we did go with some. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some similar thematics going on here.
All presented in very different ways. Well, y'all's were presented in similar ways, but
I liked that was something that and also thank you everyone for going through this journey. But that's something that I was hoping it would kind of in an ethereal way sort of work out for everyone's own style and how they wanted to do their presentation, so to speak. And I didn't know how it was going to play out, but the way I looked at it was like, well, you can either I gave you a format the way I did it. You can either follow the format or do your own thing, and everybody went one way or the other, and it was great. So I liked all of it. And agreeing with you, Heather Ray, I loved everyone's choices. And maybe that's a good segue into the next question. But now that we've gone through this exercise, let's say if we were to do a film club again or something like that, is there a different choice that you would have made, or would you still go with the same film that you did now that we've gone through this?
I know exactly what I would choose. And it would be kind of somewhere in between all three of your selections, between Airplane, Spaceballs, and Harold and
I
Maude.
can't wait to hear what this is.
Kind Hearts and Coronets.
I don't know this movie.
Don't know it.
Whoa!
Ah.
You just blew
Deep
all of our
cut.
Blew
minds.
the room away.
It's
What?
It's an older film with Alec Guinness.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
British
Sorry.
comedy, like maybe I think it came out like maybe 6 or 7 years after World War II. So, but yeah, dark British comedy about a guy who gets sort of kicked out of his family's nobility, and he spends his whole life getting revenge on everyone else in his family. But Alec Guinness plays each one of his family members. So it's sort of
It's like
What was
not
it
so
called?
much
Norbert.
slapstick, but it's an older style of humor.
Was it,
It just
something in
I feel like it
coronets?
hits the right notes.
Yeah.
Kind Hearts and Coronets.
All right, I'm gonna go look that up.
Fantastic.
This is me.
Right.
What you cannot hear is the sound of me writing.
And going back, Airplane and Spaceballs were a rewatch for me. I can't. It's such a vibe. I don't know what else to say. I can swim in those movies, almost like I can swim in Hook. It just hits on a different level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that I guess with the question, what's interesting, I guess what kind of got me thinking about asking the question is that after going through, because Justin and I had similar themes, as Heather Ray was pointing out, but since y'all went in these other directions that were fun and in some ways more exploratory, because as much as I would love to somehow say there's a deeper meaning to Airplane, there's not. I have to be honest with that. Or 0 Hour, either one. But yeah, it gets me thinking. I'm like, oh my god, because the hard thing is like us trying to stick to an hour, and it's like, well, we can talk a long time about this kind of stuff. I mean, my god, I know just from looking at the trivia of everyone else's episodes and my own that there is a mountain of stuff that we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah.
And that's trivia alone. But for me, if I was to go a different route than I did, one of my favorite movies that's a lesser known one, kind of like what you just said, but there's a movie called The Fall, and it might be the best movie I know of that never got an award because of just the nature of how it took several years to make it, and it missed a lot of the requirements for a lot of award type things.
I've loaned out my Blu-ray a couple times.
Yeah, it's that movie, and I have it on Blu-ray.
It's like I insist. Yeah. When people say they haven't watched it, I'll bring them a
I don't
copy of
think
that
I've
movie.
seen it.
It's an art piece. I mean, it's an art piece. It's a beautiful movie. It's extremely well shot, well directed, well
when
acted.
was it made? Who's in it?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Lee Pace is the main guy. The long short is that it's in the 1930s, I think. And he plays a stuntman who has gotten injured and he's in a hospital, and he is depressed, and you learn the why later, but he meets this little girl who she and her immigrant family worked in an apple orchard, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And I keep looking at Collier to confirm these things. But she broke her arm falling out of a tree, so that's why she's in the hospital. And so they become kind of an odd pair of friends, but she kind of gets him to tell a story. So he's making up this story as he goes along, and the story, you're cutting away from their world into the story of this fantastical story, but all the elements of everything around them are also what's in the fantastical story. And I mean everything, like the colors on the walls are blending into the colors of the story.
It's like an Alice in Wonderland, but with a stuntman in the 1930s.
Yeah, and the message at the end is beautiful. What you realize as the story goes on, and I don't think this is spoiling too much, but you realize the stuff that's underlying for him, that's upsetting him, is also what's kind of guiding the story's arc of the story he's telling the girl. And that little girl, by the way, amazing performance from this little girl. Absolutely adorable. I wish I could tell you what country she's from. I want to say an Eastern European country, but that movie, I would say if I was to do an alternative pick, that's a movie that
Good pick.
yeah, that's a great one if you haven't seen it, and that's why I wrote down Kind Hearts and Coronets because I'm very curious.
It's in my top 5, by the way.
Kind Hearts and Coronets,
The Fall.
No, The Fall. Oh yeah, yeah, I would say it's in my top 5. Yeah,
The visuals are just too.
it's a movie. They filmed it on like 5 continents.
You know what? That's going to be my family movie of the month. Is The Fall. I think my 10-year-old is ready. He can handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
That's a good
he's
one.
getting of the age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out too.
yeah.
Same.
But let's see, Heather, Ray, Justin. What do y'all say to that? I mean, not sorry to the question. Like, would you go with the same choice or would you go with a different choice?
I would go with the same choice. I mean, I have some backup. I have some alternatives.
Yeah.
They're all comedies.
And I would.
Ace
by the way,
Ventura.
Yeah, he's right. Finally, a
mentioned
movie
Wayne's
with
World.
deep
That was in
meaning.
Yeah.
You guys and your
All
boy
goofy.
humor.
And see,
I'll
if-
tell you.
Well, okay. I did have one that was not a comedy. Mission Impossible, the first one.
At the very first. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the very first Mission Impossible. I think I saw it in theaters 3 times.
if I had done something a little more similar to Spaceballs and Airplane, it would have been Hot Shots Part 2.
There you go.
No question. I used to watch that so much.
The sex scene or whatever when he's using the belly button as a springboard. I still laugh at that. What about you, Heather Ray?
You know, I mean, what's your favorite movie is just an impossible question to
It's always
answer
hard.
because, I mean, I have a bunch of movies and I'm going to leave a million off the list. I mean, I could go with His Girl Friday.
Oh, classic.
I could go with Cinema Paradiso.
Whoa.
I could go with Dangerous Liaisons, amazing movie. I could go with
I forgot about
Flirting
that.
with
Jeremy-
Disaster, amazing movie.
Now that's a good comedy.
Hilarious, yes, hilarious.
If you want to see Josh Brolin
I'm
licking
all
armpits.
over the board as to what it is, and it's just a matter of when I watch it and like when I'm in the mood for and how it hits. Like, you know, I was not expecting Hook to hit the way it did, and
yeah.
it
That was
hit hard.
One of my favorite movies is extremely trashy, and it's hard to tell people I love it. It's Reckless from 1984 with Aidan Quinn and Daryl Hannah.
I'm
Oh,
writing down
that rings a bell. That rings a bell.
It holds. Oh,
That's the movie
just
Crash
watch
for
it.
me,
Just
and
watch
not
it.
the Academy Award-winning Crash, the one where they get aroused by crashing. That movie, whew, so good. I'm kidding. But I was trying to think of an 80s movie. When you said Aidan Quinn, I don't know why that popped in my head, but Crashing with Holly Hunter and James Spader, I think, is the movie. Yeah. I want to move us on.
But
to
we
kind
could
of
also
keep
go
going.
to things like The Breakfast Club, like the whole John Hughes thing, because again, that's my kind of.
Well-
I mean, some of those were I was still a bit young for, but like, yeah.
Try to go back and watch Weird Science. Try, I dare you.
Oh, I will and have, and we'll do it again. Yeah.
How much do you cringe these days, though?
You know what?
Not as much as I
When
do.
they
with
go-
Not
System
as much
Family.
as I should probably.
Oh, when they go to the bar and he's talking about the 13-year-old girl in school, and
I
the,
think
and the
16
voice
I've
Candles
forgotten
is-
and
that.
the voice that he does. Oh yeah, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it.
I'll still love it.
It's
oh no,
an-
I love it, but it's like
Well, I mean,
There's certain
there's a lot of
people-
things, a lot of movies where we'll go back and we'll be like, "Ooh, forgot about
There
that.
are-
That didn't resonate when
Our brains
that
are good at
time."
admitting those things.
there are
Well-
people who are sort of under fire right now for thinking along the same lines of what's appropriate in Weird Science. So it's like,
Yeah, they can suck it.
I mean, what part are we saying? Like,
I'm not exactly sure what part you're talking about either. I'm just saying as
over
an
sexualizing
overall.
kids below 15
Is it in the
years
mall?
old. They're all like the boys are
Whatever,
15.
man. You watch any high school movie and it's way more over sexualized
for
than
sure.
any of that. So if people want to get
well, that's what I was going to
shitty
say.
about
16
that, they
Candles
can
is very
really-
rapey if you go back and watch it.
a lot of these movies are in the 80s especially.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of Porky's and like all of those
Well, yeah,
movies.
Porky.
I mean,
What was
like,
inappropriate about
yikes.
Porky's?
Oh, that's fine.
Porky's Animal House and
Caddyshack.
Blazing Saddles was on rotation in my house.
Yeah, I forgot about Caddyshack.
Oh, okay,
That'll be
yeah.
up in the list.
That belongs on your list for sure.
I guess kind of
anything Bill Murray. Come on, give me
with
a
the
break.
point that you're making, Heather Ray, I guess the only thing that I would say to that is that I abbreviated the original criteria that I'd sort of put on it. I guess in the original task for this exercise, it was to somehow tie it to the special meaning for you, whether it's like I would say The Fall, for example. I would give up something. I don't know. I got to think. I was about to say a child, but I shouldn't say that. But I mean, I would give up a lot to work on something of that nature. Like I'm traveling to 5 continents, to some of the most beautiful, exotic places on earth, to work on an awesome story with an amazing cast. I was thinking in those terms if I'm just talking about my favorite movies. Oh yeah, I mean that's a laundry list. But
Yeah, and originally the point was for each of us to pick 2 different movies.
oh yeah,
And I was
originally
going to
we were
go Ruth Gordon across the board with Harold and Maude and Rosemary's Baby, another one of my favorite movies. And you can talk about Roman Polanski all you want, but still a great movie.
What did he do something?
No, no, he just moved to Paris.
Oh, okay,
That's fine.
that's fair.
Yikes.
So the last thing that I wanted us to do here today was to kind of go around and give everyone a chance. And if you got something to say about one of the other movies, that's fine as well. But did we miss anything that you meant to cover? Anything you remembered after your episode, or a comment you wanted to say to someone else's? This is a chance to add on anything else. Like I'll give an example. One to Hook was I didn't make the other Rocky tie-in, which our actor, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, Duke from Rocky.
Oh,
Tony.
Tony,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Anyway.
guy. Paul, no.
He's one of the pirates in Hook. He just is. You see him briefly and everything, but that was my second
he?
Rocky. Yeah,
Huh.
it's one of my
Missed
second
that.
Rocky tie-ins. But I'm just using that also as an example for anything for y'all to be bringing up as well.
I mean, I could have gone on and on about Ruth Gordon and all the amazing things she's done, but
Sure.
yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of trivia, but you know what? We just, this is what we do. We have lists of things, and then it,
Hopefully, the listeners
You
inspired
know.
to go look at it themselves.
yeah.
Collier, what about Hook? I feel like there was a lot of meat left on that bone.
There's definitely a lot of meat left on that bone. I think for me, it was really fun breaking down how I feel about the movie and how I interpret it, a little bit on a psychoanalytical level, and how it defines me, how it has grown with me over time, and how literally every single time I watch it, I cried during a different scene.
That happened with
And,
Hook, and it happens with Harold and Maude for me too, every single time.
And I'm usually smiling, like while I cry.
Oh
just because
yeah,
I
it's
love
like
it
joyful
so much.
crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even. Yeah, it's just it's quite astounding that
Yeah.
a movie can do that over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
It gave me some of my biggest fears, which is, maybe becoming forgotten over time, and once the people that you know are even gone, or
Well, the
you're
idea
even
of
that lucky.
losing my childhood wonder is one of my biggest fears, and Harold and Maude and Hook both touch on those things.
I think I definitely have a fear of having dementia and forgetting everything myself.
Oh, the women in my family live forever, and none of them know what the hell's going on for the last 15 years. Hence, why I'm going out like Maude.
That's I would say I now have a fear of losing my literal or metaphorical marbles.
Yep.
And I wasn't thinking much about that before rewatching Hook.
You're welcome.
I would say this is in terms of Airplane, but I would say about all 4 of these movies. There's something. I think one of the commonalities in these movies is that they're all movies that, on the whole, were fun behind the scenes and on camera, and I think that's something that you see in the performances, in the final result, is that you see a good production overall. Like when I was looking at behind the scenes tidbits for y'all's movies, it was no different. I didn't see anything. I mean, Tinker Hell, we know, but also we know she was mostly green screen. But it's it's something that we always strive for, but we don't have guarantees. I think a lot of people that don't know how it works in the film industry, we don't get to choose a lot of our projects. Not in terms of like, here you go work over here. It's in terms of like, these are the options in front of you. You're vying to get one of these open slots, and it's kind of a rolling of the dice. You might want to try to put more effort to this thing that seems better, more favorable. Maybe you're thinking only in terms of money, and this one has a longer run of production on it, so you're thinking in monetary terms. But these movies that we've talked about, they're all movies that you can tell they were not just jobs; they were fun to work on in various ways. You know, we've talked about Jaws, you know, in the past, and Jaws. It sounds like one of the most miserable things to have ever worked on, and yet it's one of the, you know, most iconic movies of all time. These are not that. These are all movies that seem very much like fun versions to work on. I mean, you're having fun cameos with Cat Stevens that I can't believe we missed.
Tom
Skerritt.
Come on.
But I mean, to say like a Mel Brooks movie is not fun to work on that almost sounds like blasphemy. But you know, that's something.
Unless you're burning inside a pizza.
You know what? Somehow that's on him.
I'm telling you, in the interview, it sounded like they were still having fun.
Yeah,
all right,
everyone except him.
Yeah.
Melting cheese smells good. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it with the combination of burning flesh?
Yeah.
It's like pepperoni. It's
right.
fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Spicy.
But yeah, I mean, I think, and with Hook, that was one that, because it was the one I hadn't seen in the longest amount of time, that was, again, something that for me I saw in the commonality of it was that you're seeing the effort put into the visual, you're seeing the effort put into the production of it. We didn't talk about this much, but you know, Spielberg has his style. He has his little touches that are very thoughtful touches that he does on pretty much every movie he's ever done. And you can take a movie like Minority Report, which is not a very good movie. It has moments, but like in Minority Report, I remember there's a guy with a jetpack and they're fighting inside of an apartment. And as Tom Cruise collides with him and they spin, the flame of the jetpack is cooking the burgers on the flat top grill of the kitchen. That's a very Spielberg thing to do. And in Hook, you see all that kind of stuff. We didn't talk about the growing shadow in the beginning when the kids are playing, and I think he's pretending to be a T-Rex or something like that. And Peter's on the phone, and he's getting increasingly frustrated as the shadow is growing on the wall. That's a very Spielbergian touch, I guess you can say. But when you see those kind of things and you see them working, that's also, you're seeing everything clicking too. I mean, so I guess the point I'm driving at is that these are movies that are successful for these reasons. And the theme of this podcast being crew-centric, it's that you have to have those elements working behind the scenes so that they show up on camera. And that's a common thread that I think we found with all of our choices. So anyone want to add anything beyond that?
This was fun.
Yeah. I don't know what we'll do next summer. We got a year to figure it out.
I really liked watching movies.
Yeah. I forgot how much I like working on movies. Sometimes. But it's better than not working. But yeah, this was really fun. I really enjoyed everyone's picks. I hope everyone listening did well. Any final thoughts before we get out of here today? Crickets say no. There you go.
There we go.
So this is fun. This concludes our 2025 summer mini-series, and we will be back with Zoe and Chris and season 3 right around the corner. Come late October, we'll do a little teaser before we kick off the season, so that way we'll have a release date listed. But I would expect it mid to late October. And all of that said, instead of Zoe closing us out today, I'm going to do a little housekeeping and announcements real quick. So we really want to hear from you. We will be kicking off season 3, addressing the proverbial elephant in the American film industry room. We know almost no
Is
one.
it that Collier worked with Dustin Hoffman? Is that it? No.
It's actually, here's what we didn't talk about, Michael Jackson. We didn't talk enough about Michael Jackson. Anyway.
Can you ever talk enough about Michael Jackson?
No. Back to the serious stuff. We know almost no one is working because neither are we. So we want, help us help each other. Tell us your stories. We want to know how you're surviving, how are you struggling, crazy set stories, fun stories, memories. We want all of it, the good and the bad. If things are going to get better, we need to use your voices, and we want to be a platform for you. We also want to answer any listener questions. You can send any of that to filmfolklorepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the socials. We actually are going to use them. And find us on Instagram, Film Folklore Podcast, all separate words, on Twitter or X @TheFilmFolk. You can check out our website, filmfolklorepodcast.com. And other notes, go to the movies. Grab a popcorn and some nachos while you're there. We want to thank the University of New Orleans, IATSE Local 478, and you, the listener, for your support. And we'll be back soon, continuing to grow with your support and ready to rock and roll for season 3. I see Heather Ray wants to say something.
And one more thing. If you did not see the State of Our Union's address from the AFL-CIO union president, national president, go and check it out. It's very inspiring. Whether you're in a union or not, she has some good things to say. So that's all.
There you go. Well, I need to go look at that. All right.
We could plug a link to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Give us a link and we'll put it in.
You got it.
And that's it. Thanks, everybody. That's a wrap.
Do you like what we're doing here? Do you have thoughts, comments, questions? Maybe you have an idea or suggestion for topics you want to hear about? Well, you can find us on the interwebs. You can email us at filmfolklorepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the social medias, Instagram being Film Folklore Podcast. We have a Facebook group called Film Folklore, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, @The Film Folk. And yeah, thanks for joining us today.